Hello and welcome. Right, I have internet problems. I do, yes. So I'll not be posting tonight, which is a bit of a strange one. But yeah, I have corrected the problem. I saw in editing what it was. It did, for some reason, only read 3 meters. I had to manually change it to 10. So I've allowed myself that because I did try to do it right and it didn't do it. So, right, so we're going to start straight away. Oh, no, actually. Yeah, we're not. No, we need to do some testing because we're doing very well on time, but we've got quite a few. If we just have a look at the animal situation, it's really good. But it is also true that the ones that have just given birth, they're the 9 month old, and so they've given birth. These ones likewise. That's interesting. Actually, so they're both exactly the same. The pig has exactly the same amount of food, which, although you'd expect that, is quite logical. The other thing is the brown Swiss are milkers. So really, on this particular case, and if we're going to keep the other one, we ought to stick 100 beef cattle and move the brown Swiss, the pubescent ones, into the other one with our other ones, really. Yeah, with the big ones that have just given birth a little while ago and on the way as well. We need to buy a dairy. Now, I've got that Farmer 5 ton edible, yeah, we've seen them in there for a few sort of days now and I've not used it. So I thought, well, why not? We've just loaded the game. Why don't we try it now? Because the one thing is, I think they're based upon normal. In fact, that is one of the things we actually need, but we first need a dairy. So I wanted to see. I mean, we don't have to add a building, I don't believe, but we will need to have triggers visible for this particular test. So this is more of a, yeah, this is a test that isn't really happening, so interactive zone markers on. Right, let's try that again. Now the best place for us is probably over here, because these are small. That's the one thing I'm going to definitely say. So we've got a lot of room at the edge of the field. We've seen that already. Not that, I mean, it doesn't really technically matter for what we're doing now, but yeah, because they're tiny. But so if you're supposed to add these to a building, but you don't have to. There's nothing in the rules that says you've got to do that. You could just leave it as it is. It'll look a bit odd, but right. So there we go. Yeah, it would look a bit odd because obviously it's the dairy. We'd need some means of like showing that it was a dairy, really, wouldn't we? To be honest, unless you go right up to it and it says dairy on the sign, you need to know that it's a dairy. Right, so what else do we need? We do need, yeah, we need a grain mill too. So I'm going to stick that, yeah, right next door. And we also do need a bakery. So we should stick that there. And then we're going to have a look at the actual, what that actually does. And let me just shift over to that, because otherwise it makes no sense. There's no reference points to it. Right, so, but really you've got to compare these with your bestest pals and see, are these okay, or are you better off to use your, I mean, we can upgrade these, that one I'm trying to say, but no matter how much you upgrade a factory, if the beginning ingredients recipe, let's call it a recipe, is bad, it doesn't matter how much you upgrade it, it's still going to be bad. So really, at that point, you need to go for, yeah, I suppose it's not a bad idea to actually put, yeah, because this is not really happening, so probably would like, now if we use, the premium pack's not installed, is it? Platinum, has that got a new, I don't think it had a new bakery. No, they were all the wood turners and that, which, gotta be honest, for giants, we're actually stepping in the right direction. Yeah, they really were not. Yeah, the dairy. Let's go for the standard dairy. Oh, okay. Oh, it is as well. It is definitely overlapping that. Right, so there's that. Now, the one that I'd like to really legitimately know about is which I'm seriously considering putting down properly, is, let's look, big grape, coal, chocolate. We will find it. Yeah, it's the. We're going to put the dairy down too. So let's stick this down. It doesn't matter. We're going to put it in a proper place because this has never happened. But this is for a comparison between the dairy that's placed there and this particular dairy. I would like to put the farm shop down as well because I'd like to see what does it actually do. Oh, and on the industrial bakery is what I'm trying to test when we can actually find it. Industrial bakery, where are you? Ice cream. Industrial bakery by Dogface. Yes, because this is an interesting one. Yeah, and then I've got my old favourites. Has my old favourite been ousted from its position by the industrial bakery? Ooh. Right. So then, let's have a look at the cycles, the all-important and interesting thing that makes the production special or not. So, bakery, I would imagine, bakery 2, 2 for 1, 2, yeah, that was pretty, no, I think we've only got the one, no, we haven't got the industrial bakery. So then now we've got the dairy, and the farm dairy, all identical so far. And this is the one by Disturbed Simulations. So Disturbed Simulations is, at heart, exactly the same as a standard dairy. It has nothing special. The farm shop, so sells 100 loaves for 200 coins. And we'll do a lot of them. So you put your bread in, and then you sell it on the hour, and it sells for this amount. Well, we'll have to see what Omatana's done to see if that is. Well, so we could right. Let's compare 1,000 liters of potatoes and see what does the actual map give us for potatoes. At its very best, gives 207. So actually, Omatana is selling potatoes at the very best price all of the time through the shop. Very, very clever. I do like that. Yeah, so we could basically through the shop sell whatever we like. Well, based upon let's be scientific about this. This is obviously a little bit more outside the normal remit of the thing, but we are getting there, right? So if we choose a second product just to check, canola oil is 100, so 10 times that is 1,000 liters for 2,000. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Oh, that's canola oil. 2,000. That's not good then. Yeah, no, it's really not. Okay, I'm glad we did that test then. So that's not good. Does the price fluctuate? 100. Yeah, 1,000 is 10 times that, so that would be 10 times the money, which would be 2,000. So that's not particularly good. So we've seen one thing is good and one thing is bad. So let's try something else then. Let's look for, I mean, bread I know roughly 100 is worth 200, so it's double. So 1,000 would be 10 times that, which is 2,000. So bread 2,000, which is actually on this map is, of course, this is hard economy. That is a point, isn't that? Is that factored into Omatana's? I would imagine so. Omatana's no stranger to these type of things. So actually the bread is worth more. So it's strange. It is sort of then worth, some things are worth more, some things aren't. So you've got to be careful. And if we look at, we want butter. 100 is 120. That's a bit awkward. So 1,000 is 1,200. Yeah, add 1 0 onto both. 1,200 for butter. So butter 1,200 is actually better. Yeah, 300. So it looks like that the Omatana, scientifically, you would have to check your prices to see. We've had one bad one, and the rest were all good, better, slightly. So that is very, very good. And it does, obviously, you go direct to that and sell direct from that. That is useful. Now, I suppose when you consider this, Omatana is supposed to be giving you a good price because this is you self-selling. So this is your shop. So of course you should be making a profit for the actual business itself. So the farm shop is a cracking idea. It is definitely good. Now then, industrial bakery. Right, the grain mill. Let's not get sidetracked. 5 produces 4. 30 produces 23. 15 produces 19. You're gaining a little. And that one there. Grain mill. Now I have also, that's the standard grain mill, isn't it? Yes. I think we only put the one bakery down. I would say that the grain mill probably is. No, I have actually got another one. I don't know if I've ticked it. 5-4 and cycles is 3,607. That's about 14.4 tons of wheat flour. If that was 100, it'd be 2,300, but it's times 6, which is, yeah, about 13 odd thousand. 1,200 times be 12,000, which would be almost 24 tons of oat flour. And 1,200, 16, yeah, almost 20 odd tons of sorghum flour. So that's quite reasonable. Yeah, the grain mill one, if that's the 5,000 one, which I believe it is. No, that's a bakery. Yeah, well, that's what we need to be comparing the other two. So now there's only the one grain meal that we placed. That is very reasonable. But now we need to be looking at these are my favourites, the Land Bakery, and this is one I've put in a while back because it said it was obviously better than a standard bakery, which is what I'm interested in. Now the standard bakery, if we look back at the original one, it loses half of its flour to produce one bread. The cakes likewise is quite heavily lost. If you add that, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 to produce 5. So it loses well over 50% of its ingredients to create its ingredients. But then it's also producing 5 cakes. So it's not producing 1. So actually, bearing that in mind, that's actually not bad. The bread is. Yeah, I mean, well, that's a standard bakery, so that's what I'm saying. Now we need to have a look at the industrial bakery. What's its what? It's exactly the same. It's going to be the cycles that better. So the raw recipe from the industrial bakery is exactly the same as the base game. It is exactly the same. The land bakery is a little bit special. So it's modified the traditional thing. If you add this at 40, 50, 70, 90, 100, and it gets 100 back. So it's lossless. Even though it's obviously supplying different products, it is totally lossless, which is what I like about the Lamb Bakery. I've always thought that to lose half of your thing is quite bad, really. Cakes, 55, 60, 65, 75, 80, 90, 100. A lossless cake. Now, the cakes, though, question the cakes, and it's 2,400, which is 2,400, 24,000, is a lot of cakes. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, there's an awful lot of ingredients to go there. Likewise, it's 24,000, 240,000 litres is insane. The Land Bakery is absolutely nuts, which is fantastic for you as a baker. Yeah, it is, although I'm sure it doesn't quite work out as bad as that. So, cycles on that, though, they are even more insane, even though it's not lossless. So it wasn't kidding when it said, yeah, that's 10 tons of bread. I think actually, though, that's got that beat. It has. Yeah, the Lamb Bakery, my personal favourites, is still destroys the industrial bakery. It's making that losing and therefore will be removed from my gag. Yeah, I've got to sort of try and leave things in because otherwise your productions are just massive. So there is no contender even now. The industrial bakery by Dogface is not as good as the Lamb Bakery for what we need it to be. This is a lossless product. The cakes are a bit special because there's 5 of them though. Yeah, so that the ingredients are strange, whereas there's still 1 for 1 though, so there's no loss. Yeah, there isn't any loss on that, so really it's still better. Now then, next, that is it. Yeah, so bakeries, we have a pure winner, which is my old favourite, the Land Bakery. Now then, grain mills. Yeah, we haven't put one of those down, have we? So the farm dairy, I've got to be honest, the new if you look at what Distilled Simulations has done with his, it is exactly the same as a standard one. Just looking at obviously, yeah, the only thing is it's chosen to make its storage smaller because it's it's a tenth of a standard one, which does mean, apart from the raw milk thing, that actually the standard dairy is, I think it's exactly the same, 480. Ah, now then, that's interesting. So actually, the Disturbed Simulation cycles are twice as good for making butter. So let's choose the cheese. 1200, 1200. Aha! So actually, the uncheaty farm dairy by Disturbed Simulations doubles the output of the standard factories. So that is 2400, 2400. And again, so yes, the farm dairy by Disturbed Simulations is twice as good. It is, however, you do need to upgrade it for a storage perspective because these are 10 times the amount. Yeah, basically, yeah, including the sugar. So Disturbed Simulations is the pure winner on outputs, but storage, you would need to upgrade it to actually make it like, the best. So storage is reasonable. flour, 65 tons. Yeah, so it's a small one. There is another another flour mill that has just fallen today. While we're in this, let's do some testing mode. Now, if I have ticked it, it is by. Now I'll show you. Yeah, let's just look for it because it should be called the White Mill, and it literally dropped today. Yeah, windmills. So I can't have ticked it or I've missed it, which that is quite possible because I do things like that quite frequently. I can't see if you're looking. But I do know what I'm looking for with this, so should really. I can't have ticked it if I can't see a white windmill, which is a fairly. So I'm impressed with that Biometana. And she's also got, because of the animals from the dairy sheep thing, a couple of quite amazing things which are worth having that pack just for that fact alone. Yeah, so it's no, I've definitely not ticked it. Definitely not ticked it. So that's a shame. So we spoke about having the Farmer Jebs because that's stupendous on that side. Again, pretty lossless. So Farmer Jeb is one of my partners that isn't going to be shifted, even if because it is things are special. So trying to think. Yeah, that is it, really. So the standard, these ones here are based upon the standard games are very, very reasonable. Does it actually say? It does. If you go up to it, it shows dairy. If you go up to it, it does indeed say the grain mill. So from a storage and everything else perspective, I've got to be honest, these aren't bad if you're comparing to a standard base game dairy, but you could soon upgrade that at £5 a pop, a bit like I do with the Disturb Simulations 5 grand dairy. If you upgrade that, it only costs you 5,000 and then 5,000 something, and then it's. But you'll soon multiply the base things. But that's Disturb Simulations is still twice as good, no matter what you do, apart from the storage. So, for me, would I ever use the dairy? I doubt it, unless you're literally doing what Farmer 5 Tom actually wanted to do, which was to allow you to place that near a building that you've got that you want to be a dairy. So, yeah. Did I place the Millmond then? I didn't realise I placed the Millmond. Ah, got a minute. So actually the Millmond Dairy is like, shouldn't it say Millmond Dairy? Really? Not Dairy Y? Yeah, we know that's the Disturb Simulations because his is the only one that does the raw milk. But if that is true, then the Millmond dairy is just a different looking dairy that's identical to the base game. So, likewise, will be removed from the game. I mean, unless I want it to just look different, anytime I'd either go for Disturb Simulations. Farmer 5 Tom, though, I'm not getting rid of his because that's useful. But the Millmond, which I've had in for ages, I never realised it's exactly the same as the standard dairy. So that really has no place in my mods because it doesn't give me an edge. It doesn't. Yeah, I always said this. Keep saying about choose your partners wisely. So we're not going to stick at what we do want, but we have learned something. So I'm going to restart the game, and I'm going to see you shortly. Right, deja vu. Yes, I should have that. Oh no, it's true. Now the one thing that should exist, we did, although obviously the courseplay course that will still remain. If we go to the grass field, the 10-meter one should still be the new one that I've actually done. So yeah, it should now change on the map because courseplay saved outside. Yeah, of the actual map when you do the save game. That sort of goes somewhere else, sort of, rather than what we've done there. So if we go out, I'm going to say my words. We're going to place dairies and things like that now that we know, and I will be getting rid of the mill one. I never realized it's just different graphics, which I suppose it gives you an option to have something else. But be honest, I've got to be totally truthful. I would almost always, and having seen what we saw earlier, I would still have the Disturb simulations, but it has got its deficiencies as well as its things, which I can live with because I would upgrade it so that it's quite stupendous. Level 6 or level 7 where you can stick 70 tons of milk in, which is more than adequate for almost most farms, which is the situation I was finding myself on Hobo's Hollow many months ago, was that fact that I had about 7 dairies and they were taking up an awful lot of room, and the upgrade your dairies or upgrade your factories obviously means you can spend on a second dairy equivalent, which if the cheapness of your dairy is cheap in the first place, like the Disturbed Simulations one is, that makes that quite stupendous. And if I'm being honest, the Farmer 5-ton one is actually even cheaper. If you were going to double that up, it really does soon become quite good. But you've got to bear in mind that the Disturbed Simulations one is twice as good on everything bar the storage straight away. So the only thing that Farmer 5-ton would beat would be the storage, really. I think I'm not oversimplifying. So we will be placing those and shifting stuff around. We'll be getting this lot done. We've still got some bales on field 10, I think. Is it field 10? I'm on the wrong screen. You won't jump into that doing that. You might do it on that. No, it's the wrong one. No, it's this field, not that field. Yes, these the square bales. We need to be grabbing these ones. Now, I'm not sure. Well, let's chat for a minute before darting straight into a time lapse. Yeah, it's to sort of get them into habits, because I've not done a proper session where everything, including Farmville Island, has all been we need to time lapse. Yeah, I've not done any chatty sessions for a while because I seem to be getting into the habit of doing this sort of style, which I've always done to a degree, but I've done it more so on this. So we've got rid of all of those ones that we actually put down. We need to put the dairy down. Yes, we've got quite a few products still. That's what I was really trying to show. We've got 40 tons of oats, 40 odd tons of wheat, 31 tons of sorghum, which we were using for pig food, but now we've got pigs on such a scale. I think we're going to buy pig food. It will get out of hand. But the other thing I did note, you will have noticed that I did put a new sell point down. Now this is by Granjero. It's the pig food sale one. Now it's not as good as obviously the Lord's pack, because I think it's almost impossible for anything to beat that. But it is better than obviously the H2 Studios. It is homing in on pig food by quite a lot. So although it was 50 odd grand for 120 tons, that is quite something for that kind of sell point. So it is not bad if you wanted to not have to run all the way to the shop all the time. But it's not as good as me running to the shop all the time. But then you've got to cross-reference that with the running to the shop. And it might be better to go with something like the new thing that we bought and getting 120 tons at a time. That's a lot of putting. That's going to take a while. So again, it's the time element which is going to meet us coming back, really. So I just wanted to sort of highlight that. But it is a bit special. It is good, definitely, but not necessarily good for us cash wise. If we want to maximize, then we probably are still best to go to the shop. But I have got to cross-reference that with how many pigs we've got. So you've got to think, well, is it better to invest for speed with it being a bit more costly, and are we going to make any money if we do that? That's the real question. And soon if we're doing proper husbandry, we shall be taking some of our pigs really to markets. That's the whole idea of doing this. Take your older breeders, but usually when they've given birth, like we've just done already, when you're getting the optimal cash for them. Yes, so that we will also be incorporating. We're going to incorporate proper husbandry. Might also do some proper cattle, beef cattle in the beef cattle thing by Granjero. You just so as it is working as exactly as it should do, not as we've got it with milkers that can't actually milk. Yeah, that makes no sense. Yeah, I can't do much better with this because it's too close to the production. It won't let me do it because it's in between the production and the shed. Or I think I'm right. That's why there's a bit of weirdness going on just on that corner, because this wasn't quite right as we saw. Yeah, I've got these on because we're going to be placing factories productions down. So how much did we get? Because this is doing 2 now. Oh, that surprises me. Only 50 tons for the 2. It just say pigsty, so you'd have thought you'd have got a bit more than 15 tons. Really, that's quite terrible. It is. And it's also reading the mud's fruit silo with bottom, which we shan't be putting manure in there. No, otherwise we'd stuff this up. So yeah. Ooh. No, that's one way. I think for manures, only expect a manure ever, so it shouldn't go wrong. Right, so it is time for us to get cracking. There's no actual crops to be done today. If I show you the dark green, yes, 6 and 5 are almost ready. Those 2 are done. Obviously our grass crop is being done. Is it though? Is it wise to do it today? What month are we in? No, we've got to, otherwise we're going to lose. It won't grow again. So it's today or we lose productivity in that way. So I'm going to say my words. Are we going to get cracking? I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. I think that it has done. I think. I'm not sure if I missed anything. I don't think I did. I think I missed the feeding the pigs for a while. Slurry gone. Slurry gone. Yeah, very little manure, even for pigs. So I'm not sure if that's working right. Sometimes when you remove and put them down again, it does do strange things. Slurry's gone. Yeah, TMR, the old one is. We will shift them out, but obviously not today. Yeah, milk's gone all, but yeah, slurry straw's reasonable. It's where I left it and full of everything. So, yeah, quite happy. They're now a little way into well, they're only 3 months old. So yeah, really the bairns, aren't they? So yeah, we've changed 11 a little bit, put the land bakery down in readiness and the old general meal. Next session we'll actually use them, but I did think as I went out that what was I going to do? No, I was going to do something. The old general meal, no, that's making the flour, and the land bakery is, yeah, so it is. It's ready to rock and roll. It is, yeah. It is actually. Yeah, obviously, I can see that I didn't pull out the mower. Yeah, I was trying to. I was going to go into the XML and try and put wherever the coordinates and put it next to the coordinates just by sort of copying them and changing them very slightly to the existing mower, which is there. Yeah, so do the little one. I'd imagine also that our scans are gonna get a bit dark. No, it's still fine. Yeah, no, it is. I suppose the months. This is what we found on Neverlands. When any Let's Play gets big, it takes a while to get around. Yeah, a year can take 20 sessions if it's monstrous, because time is like treacle, because you've got so much to do, which is why I like it at the beginning when you've only got one field and you can whiz through years until there's a change. But obviously, the entire thing of any farm is that you get big, really, so that you do see traction, and it does take a while. So yeah, I like the growth periods when it's got to this. I mean, this is a means to an end. So really, yeah, this is the game, isn't it? Really, for us, we've got. I mean, I've got to be honest, we got big quickly, really big. Of course, I mean, yeah, I think really the one thing you can see with doing what we've done, which is moving the XML, is if you've got a darn good set of equipment, to be honest, there's not a lot stopping you. But also, it's a team. It is the one thing that always shines through to me is when your farm's doing well, is that you've got a team of both individuals, whether that's course play or the normal farm labourers, the AI helper. That's your strength. You can't do this on your own. Farmville Island really amplified that when you're trying to do everything on your own. When you get to a certain stage, once you're above a couple of fields, you need helpers. That any farm is like that in real life. 83 score, not bad at all. Really, I'm quite pleased with that. Yes, so obviously that field's not planted. Everything else is the pH and the nitrogen is exactly where it needs to be. So it's good. Animals are doing well. I did allow myself. I've said that I'm only buying one input for that business. We've got Digestate going in. Should be going in again soon. The manure, I did one thing. So don't mind that. We've got our own straw, our own slurry, our own manure apart from that bit, and our own digestate. This should start to produce, some digestate. That's how much we. Oh God, did I actually do the last load? That seems a bit small for that big field. There's a lot of silage though. So, yeah, actually, I've got to be honest, the BGA is not doing as terrible as I thought. No, it's not doing bad. Oh, silage. That's not helping. No, not really. It isn't. It's produced it, but it's not sent it. So, yeah, that's my fault, of course. Yeah, the BGA I did think had done quite. Yeah, we'll switch that on next time. That one is. Yeah, that's doing. It's just the slurry one. So there's, yeah, quite a bit in there actually. So that's a secondary one. And then obviously filled the sugar, but we have got our own. Now we've got the Farmer Jeb. We will take our sugar beet that we've already got from that first harvest, stick that in the Farmer Jeb, and it'll be done in one night because it's that good. It is a beast. So yeah, animals have done, yeah, everything is done. So next session we'll go through to October. Yeah, I bought the shed down. It's one of the most inexpensive sheds, but I actually love the design. It isn't to be a cheapskate that I put this down. I always love it. This is the higher one, ideal for harvesters or high, like mowers and things like that that do sit high. So yeah, I was going to go with the little 1000. I thought no, because your mower's going to touch the top of the. As you go toward the back, they're going to touch the back, and I don't want that. I don't care if it's a small one. It will fit the grass equipment specialists sort of quite well. So as you will have seen, I've changed the planters. They've only got a roller, which is a bit annoying. I paid for the roller and mulcher, and now I have got to pay for just the roller, and I've already paid for it in the mulcher. So it's obviously specialist equipment that does two roles. Yeah, the mulcher's causing too many issues. At least it taught me something if I had that again, and it is, I've got to be honest, this is becoming my favourite planter. I do prefer the bigger one because you can put fertilizer as well, but this is very cost effective. It's quite reasonable, and 12 meters is always a very respectable amount, so I don't mind if I've got fertilizer afterwards. But the fact you can roll at the same time, now that is a bit special. So yeah, really very pleased with everything we've achieved today. I will, of course, as is my habit now, put up how many minutes we are. I think we're in episode 4 now, so we're actually about halfway. I think we've done quite well. We might even get another harvest in, but it's the animals that's going to slow us down, because if we're doing proper husbandry, there may be sessions where we're shifting animals around and selling them to make maximum profit. So yeah, we need to be getting the German landrace, the biggies. Yeah, those ones. No, it's the ones that are worth the most, the 970s. Yeah, these are obviously, yeah, no months old. Hmm. Oh no, that is right. Yeah, they're all. Yeah, we've not gone out of this month yet where they were born. So really, it's no, it's the 970s that we would do, but it's going to take a while. That's the truth, isn't it? There's a certain sweet spot to selling your cows, pigs, well, or cows, yeah, for that matter. But yeah, it's true on these ones. Yeah, I mean, these are only just go through puberty, so they're still young, but nevertheless, they produce slurry, and for us, for a fertilizer business, these are ideal. So we will put those in there, and then we're going to go for some actual proper beef cattle to fatten up. So I know they're completely different, and that will teach me a little bit more about those. So we'll hopefully learn the sweet spot together. But these are all for future sessions. Yeah, we'll get the bakery and that all sorted. We've got yeah. I mean, we've added the dairy today. Well, we've added the others as well, but what I mean is we've actually added, and that's going now. So that's brilliant. So yeah, all that remains to be said for this session is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope that you stick with me on this journey, and just a little reminder, yeah, there is still time for you to shape this Let's Play on Australia, South America, North America, and Canada. Yeah, well, no, I wouldn't appreciate it. It's if you wish to have your voice heard. I can just crack on, but I do this not just for me. Yeah, and I thought I'd make it a bit interesting, where it's not all my decision. It's yourselves, because I do love the what's yeah, I've always said, and I don't say it lightly, that you're the fellow shareholders, and that is just my way of saying, well, it's our farm. If you wish to voice your voice and have a say, and you I mean, not all of my ideas are good. So your ideas might be better than mine. If you want to share something or think you've got a better insight into some, oh, I did miss a bale, didn't I? Yeah, I forgot about that on the extra one. I shifted off the fields so as it wouldn't get. Yeah, I stopped the fertilizer spreader because I thought, no, I know I'm not. It's not for food. It's only for silage, so it wouldn't really matter to a degree if you contaminated it. But I just think it's good habits, really. So yeah, I didn't allow it, so I stopped it. I think it only did one in the corner, so that wasn't too bad, or maybe a couple. But yeah, all that remains to be said is goodbye for now.